This uncomfortable game short teaches you everything I wish I knew about logistics. Let's start with the basics. Unlock Logistics Distributors and place one on top of a storage box. Click on the distributor and pick an item to provide or request. You'll need bots, also known as fidget spinners, to move the product, so drop some in this slot to get things running. Clicking the angled arrow above the bot slot will automatically take bots from your inventory to max the slot. A pro tip is that logistics can work even when unpowered. As long as one of the buildings has a vehicle and power, it'll move the items. Now, open your inventory and find these logistic storage slots. You'll be a baller like me with more research. Drag and drop items or click on an empty slot and pick an item. Then slide from the left to decide how much you want brought to you, or slide from the right to decide the maximum amount you'll allow in your inventory, and right click to remove them. A blue down arrow means bots are bringing them to you. A yellow up arrow means bots are taking them away from your inventory. And a gray arrow could mean a few different things. Either there's no logistic distributor set up properly, there aren't enough items or space in the storage, or that you're out of range. Put limits on your storage containers, since the locked portion acts as a buffer to store extra items. Also, you can use these logistic inventory slots to hold overflowing items from your inventory. A small production line can be supported by these bots, but even with upgrades, you'll eventually need to upgrade to bigger Planetary and Interstellar Logistics. Planetary Logistics equip drones to move up to 4 item types. You can select between supply, meaning this provides resources to other logistic towers that have the item set up as demand. Storage simply leaves the item as neutral. When you first attach a conveyor as an output, you'll see a small selection box with all the items this building can provide. Press tab to select the one you want for that belt. But if you already placed the conveyor and forgot to set this, or picked the wrong one, zoom in and notice the filter button hovering over the conveyor. Click it and select the item you want. Interstellar Logistics doubles as Planetary Logistics, so you can equip it with drones, which use the local settings. Remote is for vessels that travel between planets and star systems. Same deal as before. Remote supply provides and remote demand requests. If you're transporting items from another star system, you'll need warpers that you can see in the menu beside the vessel once unlocked. Place an interstellar tower on a new planet in a new system and use one of the slots to transport warpers there. Now, use that interstellar building and connect other towers with belts or logistic distributors with fidget spinners. This will fill the warpers without taking an inventory slot. Another cool feature is that when you press M to view the planet, you can actually click on and manipulate these logistic towers remotely, including adding and removing items, drones, and vessels. Get used to pressing E to close these menus, since pressing escape will exit the map view. I like to change the planet's name to what it was producing, and you can do this from your space view or by typing in the text box above the radar on your HUD. And from the map view, you can see what resources a planet has, what you're currently extracting, and what resources haven't been touched yet by toggling the drop-down tab on the right. Orbital Collectors can be placed around the equator of a gas giant and produce whatever resource the Jovian planet provides. The good news is that they're open to any vessel from any interstellar logistics tower that can reach them. Okay, remember that pro tip? When you're starting off on a new planet, you can drop an unpowered interstellar logistics building and request some key startup items without needing power, as long as you have another powered one providing it. Below the drones and vessels are some sliders. You can control the max and min load the drones and vessels will allow. Notice that vessels need 100% load by default, and since they can hold up to 1,000 items initially, you'll need to wait for the vessel's full load before it moves anything. The next uncomfortable game short teaches you how to master flying here, or maybe some other tips from my underrated channel. Check them out, sub and share my content.